Hi everyone, I am back again. I am eventually going to get these things. Like I said, I am still learning these things, so it's gonna take me a bit to figure these things out. So hopefully you guys bear with me. Uh, so um, so I would like to talk a little bit today about what's going on this past week. Uh, what happened today, good and bad, and some other things. So I would like to go get into that today. Um, I'm I am surprised at what happened today. Today, I went to go get a few things and a coffee. And the person that took me there also got something, and they messed up the order, and I was not happy because they didn't mess up the order once, they messed it up twice. And the week before I went back to the same place. I went to the same place, and they messed up the order the first time. When I ordered it, they didn't tell me they didn't have any donuts. So when I picked up my order, my husband order was there. My order was I only got like half of my order, which was an avocado toast and a colada. But there was no whipped cream on the colada, and my colada tasted like they were cleaning chemicals in it. So basically, uh, I had to throw the colada out, which I really didn't get a chance to drink it. So I felt like they're $13 down the drain because number one, I didn't get my donut. Number two, I had to throw a drink away because I wasn't gonna drink cleaning stuff, um, cleaning supplies, whatever. And then we went back to the same place today, and strangely enough, the same thing happened. Uh, so it took like maybe 5 minutes for the person to answer us, and then it took like so after we ordered our stuff, they're like, "Oh, we don't have any donuts here," and I'm like, "This is a donut place. How can you not have any donuts?" We ordered coffees, and I ordered a colada again, thinking maybe things would be okay this time. So the person I was with ordered a pumpkin coffee, hot. I ordered my husband a hot coffee and a donut. They said they didn't have any donuts, so I ordered a coffee for him and a colada for me. Well, when we got up to the place, the lady looked at us and she rolled her eyes at us like she didn't even want to deal with us. And then when she gave us our coffees and stuff like that, She gave us an iced coffee when I ordered a hot coffee. So I went inside and I explained to the guy behind the counter, um, I explained to him that I had ordered a hot coffee and they gave me an iced coffee, and he apologized uh, and he went back and he made me a hot coffee. But the woman behind the counter was rolling her eyes and like her eyes are like shooting daggers at me, like she was like disgusted with me, or she didn't really have a care in the world. And I'm just standing there like so I'm just standing there, me, I'm not uh, so I'm standing there, my anxiety is high because from it's very hard for me to uh when it comes to advocating. Sometimes it's hard for me to advocate for myself, and I'm still getting there. So once my anxiety started to rise, I just said, okay. I stood there, I was doing my breathing, trying to keep my composure, trying to keep myself relaxed. And then when I left the place, I was like, when we left, the place did not even give us the right coffee again. When I got home, I had my husband test it because I have a cold. I've been having a cold, so I didn't want to drink it because uh, it wouldn't have been good. But anyway, um, he told me it was a regular coffee and it wasn't a hazelnut coffee, and I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me! They messed up on the order again. So I wasn't happy about it, and then my staff's like, or the person I was with was like, well, we're not coming back here. We're going to a different place. We're not coming back here because if they're going to keep messing up our order, um, then we might as well go to a different place. I mean, I do like going to these places. They do have my favorite coffee. And oh, sorry, I had to adjust here. Um, and I do like drinking coffee from them, and I do like having other drinks from them. But I try not to let one bad experience ruin things for me or for anybody else. Uh, it's like, okay, things happen, but maybe I can turn it around into a positive thing. But sometimes it's very hard for me to do. It's very hard for me to do that. Um, so I just told the person, maybe we don't go back to that place. Maybe we go to a different place. It's the same place, but in a different location. Um, But apparently there was no need of it because there was 4 people working in that particular area or that particular place. There's really nobody, there's hardly any customers. So what were they doing to make it seem like something was going on? I mean, and all I got from my colada was the only thing I got was syrup. I didn't get anything else in there but syrup and some foamy stuff. So but yeah, that was part of my day, and I felt like I was having a good day until that time. Uh, because today I went to class and everything was good in class. And I showed, I'm sorry, I had an itch. I showed the person that ran the class, um, one of the sensory tools that I've been making, and she liked it. And then the receptionist that worked there asked to see it, and I showed them to her, and she took pictures of me and to put on her Instagram, and she actually wants to buy some from me. So I was like, okay, for sale. So I'm pretty excited about that. Actually being able to maybe start selling some of my sensory tools, but not only that, uh, um, I owe, like say maybe $5-10 maybe. But and not only that too, if people can't afford it, I give them away, some of them for free. I mean, if people can't afford it that way, they can still have some. Uh, so I do also feel uh, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't start doing school, because that gives me a place to go and all that. So I'm hoping things will be good with that there. Um, and things, I think, have gotten better these past couple of weeks. I mean, yes, sometimes the person I work with and I do butt heads once in a while, and sometimes they annoy the hell out of me, and I'll be like, okay, well, how do I tell this person she's annoying the hell out of me and to knock it off? Uh, I could see it like that, but I'm not going to, because not that kind of person. So I've been trying to figure out ways to communication sometimes is hard, but I've gotten better at communicating, because I need to communicate in order uh, to do advocating um, And I've been trying to advocate a lot more for myself, which is difficult for me. And but yeah, my thing is like if I can do it for other people, why can't I do it for myself? I mean, that's something I need to work on for myself as well as working on. I mean, I can work on it uh, myself and work on it for other people. I think that's something I really want to do. Um, but yeah, I just really feel like things have gotten really hard for me these past couple of months with um, losing one of my staff people because something fell through and he doesn't work with me anymore. So having to change my hours again. And then having the person I work with now take over some of his hours. And now today, she asked me if I could change things around again. But my issue is I still have a hard time with change. Um, and that is very hard for me. So, um, I'm sorry, what was I talking about? But yeah, it is hard for me to do some things, do that, but I'm working on it. Uh, I've been trying to communicate uh, how it makes me feel when they try to change things on me because I don't do change really well. I'm working on it, I'm trying, but the only problem is there's not a lot of other services out there. So that's what makes it hard. Uh, I really don't know how. I apologize. I have a hard time with spelling sometimes. Um, but someone someone the person dropped a bomb on me. Well, actually dropped a bomb on me. That's probably not the right word to say. But when she's like, "Oh, well, I want to change our schedule to something else," um, I just told her that I would have to talk to my teacher because the days that she wants to change is the days that she takes me to classes, but if I change them, I'm only going to classes once a month now after next week, and but if she changes things, I won't have any transportation to class. So I have to talk to her boss to find out if there's any way I can find another way of transportation or figure out how to get there. Because there's no way in heck I'm walking in the wintertime because I have mobility issues as it is. And I really don't like falling on the ice or anything like that. So, so I still got to advocate for myself in some ways. And it's an ongoing thing. It's not just uh, it's a constant ongoing thing. Having to advocate for myself, and it's hard. I do know that it's hard. And dealing with changes is hard too. I also hope if people took a look at the meditation videos, they liked it. I'm sorry. But I am um oh, what's the word I'm trying to think about? I also want people to know that me sharing these videos with you is very hard for me, like I said before, because it's very hard to talk about my life and what I've had to deal with. And I do want people to know that it's not very easy for me to share things, and a lot of things that I share, like a lot of people don't know about me, and like not even my therapist or my counselor right now knows this stuff that I'm telling you right now. And so, uh, and that is part of one of my struggles. Uh, um, and people haven't seen my videos. It's my YouTube channel is called Jamie Raptless Peer Support, something like that. I do have a lot of videos on there, and I'm hoping a lot of. I want to be putting a more, like I said, I am going to be putting more meditation and exercise videos, and I'm going to be trying to find different links to help with coping with anxiety. I am trying to figure out some. I've been doing some research on that, trying to find some things. I haven't really found anything yet, but I'm still looking. So I don't want people to think I've given up because I haven't. Um, and I apologize for my for my spelling. Uh, I've been having issues with my spelling lately. And um, I do have um, a lot of reasons why I started posting. What is it? Mostly for public speaking, and mostly because I want to give people a voice. And um, and that's something I've always wanted to do because growing up, I felt like I wasn't being heard. Um, when I went into a group home, I also felt like I wasn't being heard because part of my life, if you're under guardianship, uh, basically, if you're at a group home, uh, people always try to make choices for you, and it gets frustrating because I mean, you have a brain, you're your own person, but still, people try to control you, and sometimes it just feels like you're in jail. Like to me, I felt like I was in jail because I couldn't do anything. There was no privacy. Um, and being in one of those homes felt like that. And then after leaving that and uh, going into a shared living home, uh, it wasn't great, but it was a little bit better than a group home. After the person I left her house and I started into independent living. Wow. Independent living is a little harder because you don't have you have more responsibility than you would at a shared living or in a group home because and those places you have people doing things for you. But when you're living in your own independent home, you have to depend on yourself and do things yourself. So it's a little bit different. And the only hard part is that people can take advantage of you. And that's not okay. Uh, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm still learning. And like I said before, it took me a long time to find my voice. And like I said, also, my husband has been helping me with that. And and what I struggle with day to day. And um, I mean, yes, technically, I'm someone who does have a learning disability. I am someone who, besides that, I have autism. I have anxiety, depression. Um, so I have a lot going on with me that I'm trying to cope with. Self-esteem issues and stuff like that. And my and I'm just telling you a few of the things that I deal with and what I'm putting on my YouTube page. Um, so, and I don't want this video just to be for people with disabilities. I also want it to be for, you know, people for like mental health. I want it to be for anybody who's struggling and trying to get out there and to do things on their own, trying to if they're going out for the first time, or if they're doing getting their first place, I want them to know that there is a lot to learn by doing that. I do have a video on there about budgeting. It talks a little bit about budgeting, about what I do, the struggles with budgeting. It talks about, my debit cards, people stealing my debit card information and having to deal with all that is also in one of my videos, and I talk about that. I try to change things up a little bit, so it's not just talking about serious things, but like I have an art videos that I do. I do cooking. I tried doing my own vlog as well. I don't know how things are going with that. Talking about advocating, dealing with changes, because I do think dealing with changes is hard. Not for a lot of people, but for some people, I do feel that things are hard. But I do want I don't want people to be afraid of my channel. I don't want them to just brush it off right away. I would like people to at least take a look at it, at least, and give it a chance. Because I do think that people would like what I have on my channel. But yeah. Anyway. I'm sorry, I still gotta adjust here. I remember one time someone said, because I used to live, like I said, in one of those homes, and um, one of the people that I used to work with used to say, oh, well, you should become a counselor or somebody because you're a good listener and you're really good at giving advice. And I said, yes, I would like to do that, but it's hard because, people have been discouraging me from doing that. And then the person that I see uh, every once in a while was like, well, why don't you do peer support? Because peer support, um, you don't have to go to school for, and you just have to do a few things, training and whatever. And so I'm like, yeah, I really want to do that. I really want to do something to help people, not just by telling my story, but I really want to advocate uh, for them as well. Like I was explaining in one of my videos, I watched a movie. I don't know if anyone has ever seen the movie called I Am Sam. And watching that movie broke my heart. Seriously broke my heart because of how they were treating this person because he had a disability. I forget who plays the guy, but he was an amazing actor and he played the role really well. Um, but anyway, back to what I was saying. When I watched it and I saw how people were treating him, and I was thinking to myself, how can people let that go on? Because I mean, this guy um, has a baby with this woman. He ends up having her. He ends up raising her, taking care of her all the way up until school age. But then people started having questions about him after her being in school. And so it's like, they were questioning him because of it. They didn't see the person, they more saw the disability. Is this person capable of taking care of this little girl because of the disability? And to me, that's wrong all around. I mean, the way that they treated him was awful. And if anyone had seen the movie I Am Sam, you would know how badly they treated this person. And because of that, I'm just looking at it and I just wanted to jump through that TV and I wanted to knock the guy out. And I'm not a violent person. Um, but and I'm not um scratch that. Forget what I said then just there. But I just feel that I feel very strongly um that even people, if uh, how do I put this? I struggle with certain things. And I know exactly how it feels because throughout most of my life, that's how I've been treated. Um, because of my disability, I've always felt like, oh, well, she can't do that because she is disabled. Oh, she's not going to be able to get an actual job because she is disabled. There was always excuses um on why I couldn't do things and all that. But now that um you know, I left all that in the past and now it's the present and I've actually overcome a lot of hurdles. Um I'm not, you know, that same scared person I was 20 years ago. Um Now it's like, I've started opening up a lot more. I've actually started advocating for myself. I'm not um letting people walk all over me like they did. I mean, and I think that a lot of people that I've had services with didn't like me because I wasn't letting them boss me around or forcing me to do things that I didn't want to do. The last people before the people that I have now, I had a lot of issues with them. Between they thought I was um they had a lot of issues with me because I wasn't one of the people that I called you out on stuff. If I didn't like something, I said something. I didn't let people walk all over me. Uh, and I didn't let them uh, order me around or force me to do things that I didn't want to do. And if they say, oh, well, we're going to have a meeting, well, have your meeting. But I'm not going to be there. So, but, um, yeah, I don't want to rant and rave about that either because once I get going, I get going. And I do apologize for that because I get so fired up when it comes to that. When it comes to if I see somebody who is getting taken advantage of. Um, and I know that there's something going on, but and there's no and people are just sitting there doing nothing. Like I remember this one time I was at program and there's this girl who doesn't talk and there she's sitting there and then this person's bothering her and then her staff person's right there but doesn't say anything and I had to tell the person to leave her alone because the person that's supposed to be advocating for her is not advocating for her. And so I look over and it's like, hello, what's your problem? What's the issue with you? Because you see that she's being bothered. You know she can't talk. You're supposed to be her voice. Like, what's happening? So I'm the one who actually stood up for her, and then I got in trouble for standing up for her. oh, well, that's none of your business. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to make it my business because apparently the person that's supposed to be taking care of her is not doing their job. So, yes, I'm going to step in and say something. If people don't like it, you know. And I do feel that a lot of people are getting taken advantage of because they can't speak up for themselves and because of the companies that, you know, have all of these rules and regulations and but the thing is they're not going to tell you what they are. The rules and regulations are. So even if you screw up, they're not going to tell you them. And so, and I've been on an advisory board, um, and I've been on an advisory board for a little while now, and I found out a lot of things that that go on. There's one individual that comes in and talks to us about what's going on in the group homes, and I said, and there's nothing being done about it, and he's like, no, because I mean, a person could flip out in a group home. People are called to get him out of there. But then this person's getting punished, but but the staff people set them off for some particular reason. And it happens a lot. People try to trigger you, set you off, and then all because they want all because of a one little report. Oh, well, she did this, this, and this. What the hell, you know? But so it's things like that. Um, I want to be able to say, what's going on. There should be certain. I mean, I know there's rights and laws for people with disabilities, but I also think there should be more things. I feel like there should be more awareness for people, because some people who aren't aware of people like us, um, they, I feel, take advantage of people with disabilities, and I feel like they do more harm than good. Like me, I used to feel like they, um, what was I, 26 at the time, and I felt like they're treating me like I was 5 years old, and I'm like, hello, how old am I, 26 or 5? It just kind of really bothers me that people see you and they see more of uh, the problem than the actual person. So um that's the other reason why I started doing these videos, because I want to be able to advocate for the people who can't advocate for themselves, and for the people that can advocate for themselves to actually guide them in how to do it. And this is this is one of the things that I'm very passionate about. I really want to help people find their voice, get there, being able to say, hey, this is not okay. You know, saying, this is what I want. Why can't I have this? That's one of the things that I want really badly. Um, where's my water? So, but um, but yeah, that's um part of the reason why I started doing the advocating videos as well, um, and why I started doing the role playing videos, because I want for people to see how people advocate for themselves, and while I'm doing that and teaching them how to do it themselves as well. But sometimes it's hard because when you talk to somebody, it's like you want to talk to them like they're an actual person, not like they're a child. And I know I've mentioned it in one of my videos that happens a lot. Um and they just don't like that. And I know when it happened to me, I know I didn't like that. So I mean there's ways of talking to people, and there's ways not to talk to people. And so like I said, that's one of the things I'm very strongly about. I'm sorry, I'm ranting and raving like usual. I usually get fired up when I get really passionate about something. And these videos are it that, I have a lot of passion and fire behind a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's hard. And it's like, when I was in one of these other, when I had services, way before when, um, I had a staff person who was very new, and um, okay, so I'm sorry, I had to adjust again. Um, I had this person, um, and she was brand new to the company, and I actually liked her. And so I'm gonna use names. I'm not gonna use the actual name, so we're gonna call the person Linda. Not real name. So Linda worked for the company for a while, or she just started working for the company. And um, the supervisor, Danny, we're going to call her Danny, not real name, um, worked with me a lot. and she decided to cut back uh, on some of her hours, so she was trying to find a replacement. So she had Linda come in and do some job shadowing with me. But when she was doing the job shadowing, um, she did completely fine when Danny was there. But when Danny was gone, she kind of did her own thing. When I worked with other people, she still did her own thing. The first day that I worked with her, she would come in the apartment, no hi, no nothing. She goes straight to the kitchen, takes out a cup of water from the cabinet, drinks, or takes out a cup of water, takes out a cup, fill it up with water, drinks it, puts her food in the fridge, comes and sits down, and she's sitting there, and she's like playing on her, doing something, and then I'm like, hello? Like, what's going on here? And because see, the thing is, when a person works with you, you're always, when you come into someone's home, you're always supposed to ask if you can have a cup for a glass of water, or if you can put your food in the fridge. I mean, in a way, that was kind of rude. And so I was like, yeah, okay, that's a little different. So after that happened, she would sit there, and she was told she wasn't allowed to play on her phone. So instead of using her, she actually brought her tablet to play on. And I'm like, well, if she can't use her phone, what makes her think she can use her tablet? And then, so after that happened, I'm like, she took out her notebook and she started writing things down. I'm like, what's up? What's the deal with all these notebooks? And then, okay, so we had lunch. After lunch, we took a little ride to the beach, and we sat down and we talked. And then I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be one of those people. And so I kind of just went along with it for that time. I mean, we went to get lunch. We went to McDonald's, or I think McDonald's or Wendy's, so that I could get something. We went back to the house. I look over and she had her hand in my food bag, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, that is, my food and my husband's food. Why are you in the bag? Oh, I was just trying to get your straws. And it's like, well, you don't have to do that, because we can do that for ourselves. And so after we ate lunch, and the one thing I don't like was the lady never washed her hands. So that kind of grossed me out a lot. So after we ate, I had called uh Danny to see where she was because she was supposed to take me to a doctor's appointment. And but come to find out, she was in the hospital. She was sick in the hospital, so she asked me, did Debbie, her supervisor, not real name, asked if she called me to let me know that she was in the hospital and that she was not at work that day. I said no, because if I had known that, I would have canceled my doctor's appointment. And I wouldn't have had to deal with the stuff that I had to deal with that day. And so I was like, that's kind of ridiculous in a way. So after I got off the phone, I had actually I called my doctor's office, let them know I had to cancel. And then all of a sudden, the woman says, "Oh, I can take you." And I said, "No, because right now my appointment's supposed to be happening, and it's still a little bit of a drive away." Well, this person wasn't understanding. I've already missed my appointment, so I can't even if I wanted to go, I couldn't go, but she wasn't getting it. So anyway, I called them, I changed my appointment. And again, after I got the phone, we were still back and forth. Oh, I still could. And I'm just like, look, Linda, I told you that the appointment was gone. And so she kind of dropped it after that. And then after we ate, we went, she took me food shopping so I can get groceries for the week. And so what we did is after we did the grocery shopping, the one thing I hated was that she would bump into me. She was so close to me. I felt like I was stepping on her. It was just ridiculous. And I'm like, do you know what's going on in the world? And you're still with it. I'm like, this is my bubble. I said, you need to stay out of my bubble. Practice social distancing, you know, stuff like that. And she'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then as soon as we get to cash out, she starts putting things back in the cart, and we're getting ready. And I'm like, "Hello?" She's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Don't you think I need a bag for my groceries?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry." Oh, I'm like, seriously, dude. And then so after getting all the food and bags, and I put them in the cart. She takes off the cart and along with my cane and starts heading for the door. And I'm like, can I at least hold on to the cart or have my cane, because I have nothing to use to walk with? And she's taking off. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you were there. And I'm like, seriously? Uh, I swear. That woman had a noodle loose or something, or just really was not there. And then we went and to go get an ice cream. And so once we got an ice cream, I got in the car. And she decides she's gonna lock the car with me in it. And it's like almost like maybe 80 degrees, almost 90 degrees of the car. So I'm sweating, my ice cream's melting. Also, she can smoke a cigarette. So I'm trying to open the door, roll down the windows. I couldn't do anything. She went behind the car, thinking that I wouldn't see her smoking. I'm like, dude, there's windows. So her locking me up in the car wasn't smart. Anyway, and then so when we got back to the apartment, I tried calling Debbie to let her know what was happening, but she wasn't answering her phone. So, and I still tried calling, there was no answer. And then so when we got back, and I said, okay, let's play a game. So we started playing a game. She wasn't even playing the game right. She just wasn't there, And then I tried playing another game with her. She still wasn't quite there yet. And then after a little while, oh, I'm too tired. Go do something. Go sit down. Go do something. I'm too tired. And all she did was she sat there, played on her tablet around. She doesn't leave till 6 o'clock, something like that, or a little later anyway. I want to say 10 or 15 minutes before that she had to leave. I can't remember what time she left. She left early. She got up. She was okay. She's like, "Oh, I gotta go. Bye." And I'm sitting there like, "What the heck just happened?" I mean, and then I called up, and then I called the work. I told them what was going on. And then I had to text poor Danny, letting her know what's happening. And I said, I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep bothering you. But apparently Debbie is not answering me. And I said, I explained everything that was happening. And so they said that they were going to deal with her. And they never dealt with her. The only thing they did was took her out of my house or out of my place and put her with somebody else. And then after that, she put her with somebody who didn't talk or couldn't communicate because they got sick of people complaining about her, which I don't think is right. But to me, like, I tried advocating for myself, but I feel like they were taking advantage of me a lot. So that's why I left that place, because they took advantage of me. And but now the place I'm at now is a little bit better. I do think, we still have to work a little bit on our communication, but with them, it's a little bit, they communicate more, they let me know what's going on, and we have more, and it's very easy to talk to these people, and they get things right, straightened out, and if I call them, they actually call me back. So I actually do like them. But I think um, I tend to get lost a little bit more when I work with them. So sometimes I have to write out a list, um, to help guide me a little bit sometimes. So, um, like tomorrow, I have a new person coming in to work with me. Well, he's new to me, and it's not like an all the time thing. With him, I think more like, um, I'm going to be working with him maybe for a little bit, just for this week anyway, until he gets his people or whoever he's working with back. I apparently they're out sick, so he needed hours. So I said I guess I could work with him if it's not an all the time thing, because I prefer working with females better than males, because I think females, um I work with better, and if there's an issue, it's better for me to communicate with them. So, I mean, I did have one male staff person that I really liked, and he left for I don't know what reason, and so after that, I really don't know. Uh, but I do want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. So I do want to I don't know. Um I'm really not sure on the hours. Maybe I can have him help me with my room or something. Maybe if I can get my room cleaned up, maybe I can have him help me put it back the way it was. Cause right now my room is very cluttered, and I feel like I don't have a lot of room to move around right now. Um, but I think maybe we can do that at least, and see how things go. Tomorrow, I think more. Um, Actually, gonna write up a to-do list today to see if what we can do tomorrow. But anyway, I think I'm gonna end this. I think I'm gonna end things here for now. Uh, it's getting kind of late, so it's 11:34 p.m. and I think I'm getting a little tired. So uh, okay. And if you guys have any questions, comments, let me know. If you have any ideas of what you want me to put in my videos, let me know. All right, have a good night, and I will see you in the next video.